Welcome to another episode of Roll or Die. Thank you very much for joining us. To our listeners and our viewers that are out there, you might recognize this lovely gentleman that is joining me. Those of you who are only listening and not watching, you will be able to hear a different voice. A different person is co-hosting the Roll or Die podcast with me. As I mentioned in the last episode, Anton and I have parted ways, I suppose you could say. It's very amicably done. As we discussed, everything is very smooth sailing, and I am very proud to announce my new co-host of Roll or Die is also my teammate. He's a blue belt at Dominance MMA in Thomastown with me. He has also been on this podcast himself as a guest. I think it was in 2022. His name is Brent Dry. Thanks for joining me, Brent.
Thanks, Kim, and thank you so much for the offer of becoming a co-host. I think anytime you get offered something cool like that, you always wonder why me, and I think I'm still wondering why me, but I'm pretty inquisitive about things, and I'm obviously a fan of the show first and foremost before I was even a guest. So listening to your episodes that you and Anton did, which were all amazing, I'm sort of sitting there and trying to ask questions. I've got a question I'd love to ask this guest, and now I've got the opportunity to do that. So I'm really looking forward to being a part of the show, bringing my inquisitiveness and my passion and my curiosity, I suppose, as well. So hopefully I can add something to the podcast, and hopefully the listeners kind of get used to my voice. It's a little bit different to Anton's, and Anton did such an amazing job for 220 plus episodes, right? So that's some big shoes to fill, which would be cool. But it's a pleasure to be on, and I appreciate you guys asking me to sort of co-host.
Yeah, Anton and I, we definitely had over 4 years of podcasts together. So we're Brent and I were looking to take this to the next level. I suppose it's like the 220 odd episodes with Anton and I was season 1, and now we're moving on to season 2 of the show. So this, I've sort of joked, it's almost like when a character in a show that you might have watched stays the same character, but there's a different actor. So that's what's happening here. I must say, I think Brent was probably our number one fan even before he was on as a guest. So really looking forward to what he can bring to the energy and the, as he said, the inquisitiveness and things like that he can bring to the show. It's funny, when I first offered it to him, one of his first questions was, why don't you have Lincoln on or another black belt on? But I think part of the appeal of this show is that I think it'd be quite different if it was 2 black belts asking the guests the question. So I'm really looking forward to someone that's of a different rank, such as yourself, who's also a little bit older, if you don't mind me saying, Brent. We're both in the Masters divisions, Masters 4 and Masters 5, and your life experience and things like that, and what you can bring to the show as a co-host with me.
I think that's one of the important things too, actually, Kim, is this isn't a technical breakdown of jiu-jitsu. So if it was, then I'm definitely not the person for the show, right? But because this is getting to know people and asking questions and meeting people, I think that's an awesome opportunity to have someone come in, as you say, like I'm 51 now, right? So I've got that little bit of life experience, but I also have the inquisitiveness. I want to know why people are doing things and how they got into life in jiu-jitsu. And so I've got a lot of those sort of questions and thoughts. So I think in regards to me being a blue belt on my journey, I don't think, from my perspective, I don't think that's a hindrance at all. As I say, we're not doing technical breakdowns of jiu-jitsu matches and those sorts of things. So that's your domain. That's not my domain.
Yeah, and I think our listeners prefer this, just getting to know all of the guests, and we're really looking forward to, as I said, going in the new direction now with Brent, and we will have many more episodes to come as we've been doing. Brent and I will keep releasing an episode every week as we have been doing, and we're really looking forward to growing our audience and hopefully getting to know a lot more of the people in the jiu-jitsu scene. So stay tuned and keep listening out for many more episodes to come. We will be releasing them as we go.
Awesome. Looking forward to being part of the show, Kim. Thanks very much.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks very much.